So where does the basis of this workshop come from? It's because I was a student leader at all three schools I attended. Student Council Vice President of Nicholas Wilson Elementary School in 8th grade, Student Council President of Sir Wilfrid Laurier Secondary School here in London, and Orientation Week Coordinator in university. And when I first got started, it was about what leadership lessons can I share with student leaders based on my own experiences. And then as I started traveling North America, based on what I learned from other schools. And that insight from traveling for 33 years, plus being a father to two students who have gone through high school and elementary school, with one in university, adds so much to my presentation. In fact, the very first workshop I delivered in the fall of 1991 with Stu Saunders was based on answering this question. How did we do it? How did Laurier Secondary School place 4th in all of Canada and then 1st in all of Canada in 1989? So 4th in 1988 when I was in grade 12, 1st when I was in grade 13, back when Ontario had grade 13. How did we do it? And as I answered these questions on what we did right to build a culture of caring and school spirit, I realized these are insights that I could share with other schools. And this ended up becoming the basis of my career, because everybody is seeking shortcuts. This image is from a corner right near my house, and even though it wouldn't have been that much further to walk, that's what as humans we're always looking for. So over the next few minutes, if I can offer you a few shortcuts as we train the trainer and pass on insights to you, for you in turn to train the student leaders that work with you, report to you, and help them with what I feel is the most important thing to execute ideas into action. And that's why I call this program, Can I Count on You? Reliability training to help you lead yourself and others. And I came up with this because many years ago, the Student Leadership magazine in the United States that was sent to all the high schools asked a powerful question of us professional speakers back in the late 90s when they said, what's the key to leadership? And I wrote a piece on trust. But the problem with trust is you earn it slowly over time. And it's hard to teach trust in a 40-minute session, as I'm going to be providing you in the next few moments. But what I realized is that trust, that is, can I count on you, is based on reliability. You are trusted quicker if you are reliable. And so based on my experiences as a student leader in elementary, middle school, high school, university, and as somebody, managing a household, traveling North America, being a father, and hearing the insights of great leaders from across Canada and the United States, I've created this program called Can I Count on You? And the angle over the next few minutes is giving you insights to train as a train the trainer. That is, you're now taking these back to your school. You're passing this on to advisor leaders, to student leaders, to provide the guidance on Can I Count on You? I'll be sharing insights from the 3 attitudes of reliable people. The little things are everything, honesty, then fix it, and share your care. And the 3 actions, to write it down, make others look reliable, and to remember, reply, return the favor. So let's jump right in to the very first point and our first discussion question. Here we go. I'm going to give you a statistic that I made up. But then again, 94.3% of statistics are made up, including that one. And that is 95% of people's perception of how reliable you and or your team is will be based on what we would consider little things. Now, what's a big thing? Well, this event that I'm speaking at. What's a big thing? Terry Fox Run Relay for Life fundraisers for cancer. What's the big thing? The school prom, the winter summer formal. But the little things include, well, I'll give you an example. In the fall, of 1988, when I was student body president of Laurier Secondary School in London, we commissioned spring jackets for the student population. And we ordered almost 400. And they arrived with the most common spelling mistake associated with my school name. Now, you're not seeing it on this image. You're actually seeing the repair. See how it's a patch? The patch is covering up the mistake, which was a screen print. And when these 400 jackets arrived, and instead of spelling it Wilfrid, they spelled it Wilfred Laurier. It's an I, not an E. I said to the sales agent, "You spelled our school name wrong." And he looked down at the pile of clothing, looked at the check in my hand, and brushed it off with the following statement: "Oh, it's only one letter." To which I said, "But it's an important letter. Here in Canada, Laurier's on the $5 bill. It's a Frid, not a Fred." And my principal had none of it. "Send them back," he said. "We have alumni of the school that are buying these jackets for the kids. The kids need to be spelled properly for themselves. Send them back." So what you're actually seeing is the repair that they had to make to fix one letter. Because, folks, the little things, and I always get the crowd to yell back in a big bassy voice, are everything. And there's no more powerful example than that. One letter forced them to make all of those patches. So how can we get across to the leaders that we work with the importance of those little things that lead up to the big thing, that make the big thing happen? From cleaning up when done, to making sure that your workspace is clean and organized, to dressing appropriately in terms of on school spirit days, to correct expenses, and of course the power of proofreading before you hit publish on that website, before you hit print on that poster, and before you launch that social media campaign. Are those dates and times correct? The importance of not being on your phone when others are talking. And a real commitment at the end of any event that no one leaves unless you make sure with your executive that there's not something else that can be done. In fact, what I often have happen in live workshops is I get the students to yell out, when everyone stays late, they yell back, then no one stays late. When everyone stays late, then no one stays late. The idea being, if 20 people stay behind to clean up, it gets done quickly. But when only 3 people stay behind, it takes a long, long time. And executive leaders, teachers, custodians, people in leadership positions, they notice who stay behind because those little things are everything. So my first challenge question to you to discuss is, how can you get across to the leaders that report to you the importance of those little things? And this key statement of, how can we trust you with big things unless you deliver on the little things? So to help you out, I've shared 2 resources for you. A Finding the Holes in Your Event question sheet. This is a question sheet you can share with your leadership team that provides all the questions that you would probably ask before they even deliver on the event idea, before you even begin to plan it, how to structure it and get all those questions answered before we decide to even proceed. And then I've shared with you activity planning sheets so that your executive student leaders and yourself can start planning who does what and when. And I've shared them as a Microsoft Word documents so they can be created and adjusted to your own taste based on your additional insights. Feel free to use them and borrow them and use them to your best of your abilities. And these questions, as I shared, can be so very helpful in the way you lead your team. But what I'm interested in the discussion now is, what worksheets or digital tools have you used to guide the student leaders you work with to successfully execute ideas to action? And or do you have any improvements or complementary ideas to the resources I just shared? So as I conclude this first section on the little things are everything, what key organizational tools do you use for the group to take ideas into action and to keep people on task?